Good evening and welcome to my channel. I have promised to show you a tutorial how I have made these prints from leaves, and these are lilacs, and I'm going to use them as a basis for pockets and tags in my nature journals. So this was the second one I did yesterday. And then the first one was this, that I used watercolor and ink on, so it's a little bit more intense. So let's start, and I will show you how I do these, if you would be interested to try them. So I'm using watercolor paper, 300 gram, and I don't think you need anything special. I have used 100% cotton, but I think that you can use any thick paper that is good for a rather big amount of water. So they will fold up a little bit and crumble a bit, as I'm going to use quite a bit of water. But I'm not so worried about that, because we are going to get our prints anyway. So we have one blue one and one with pink, green and blue. So maybe we should go with some more neutral colors this time and see how that turns out. So I'm starting with wetting my paper with just clean water. And I wanted to pile a little bit so you can see that it's a lot of water on the paper. And I'm going to spread it so we have water everywhere. And if you can see that you have that kind of paper that dries right away, give it a little bit more. We want the color to spread when we have put down the leaves. I have just picked leaves today, and it could be a little bit better if you leave them to dry in a book overnight so they flatten out a bit. But it will work anyway. Just have a lot of water so you can press them down thoroughly. See if we have some other kind. It's easier with thin leaves. The color will sip under them, but we will still can see that it's a nice leaf print. So this is mostly for fun. An easy way to kind of eco-dye without using any heat or special kinds of things that you need to get it colored off in ordinary eco printing. This way you don't need to add anything or use any kind of alum or something like that. You just put the leaves down. spraying a little bit more so I can kind of get them to stay in place. If it's too dry, they will lift. Then you can add a little bit more. This is, I think, not flat enough, but we will use it anyway. Then we will see how it acts with the color. I think I will take another of these ones instead, that are a bit more flat. They flatten out much faster than these. Need a day or two to get a bit whimsical. This is Artway paper, so I can see that this dries much faster than the paper I used yesterday. But it was so big, so I wanted to do something a bit smaller. Okay, let's see if we can make this work anyway. I'm wetting it more. And then you just choose the color that you would like to have on your prints. And I'm going to add down some color. Try not to move your leaves too much. We want the prints to be sharp and nice. So I'm using Van Dyke Brown from Winsor Newton and Mars Black as a little bit of neutrals first, at least. Then I think I will add a little bit of green or blue. And a lot of water, so it will float around the edges of the leaves. Oops. And you will not be able to see the result of this one today because I leave them overnight. I don't want to dry them with the heater. I want them to dry naturally. And then I will add color from Rosa, and this is Azure Blue. Azure Blue. Really beautiful color. Just so we get a little bit of something else. I have just added this, filled up my palette, so it's very wet. It's color from tube, so it's almost straight from the tube. Just choose the colors you like and try it out and have fun. Play with the colors. And let them do its thing. Then I'm just splattering some water. Soften the edges a little bit. Like that. And then I'm going to add some salt. And this is the best time to add this is when it's a little bit dried, a little shine on it. So this is a little bit too early, I think, but I don't want you to sit and wait for 10 minutes, so I'm adding it anyway so you can see. You have these dots of white. There is where the salt have been. So I have added a little bit here and there. The same with this one, but it didn't work as well on ink as on watercolor. But you can still see that it makes some pattern here and there. So this is how it looks when I leave it to dry. And you can add more water if you think you want the colors to move around a little bit more. I will do one more on the other paper that I used for that one, so you can see that it can be differences. So let's put this aside and take the other paper. So now it's already a bit blue. So a lot of water, and I'm actually going to see if I can use some dry leaves on this one, just because I want to see if there makes a difference. Going to see if there is a front and the back. Maybe we should put down the side that is have most veins. I'm not sure about this. I think that was the right side. They were big, everyone, I think. Here we have something that's a bit smaller. There we have some other flowers. called ljung in Swedish. They grow in the forests. In the fall, and have this beautiful lilac color on the flowers. I think that's enough. I had a few more small ones that we can add, just because it's fun to see what happens with the dry ones. It's already a bit dry. They are a bit fragile. Put it the way they have dried, so hopefully they will soak down and give us a bit of pattern. Maybe it's better with dry ones that will soak up the color more. We will see tomorrow. Experiment is always fun. It dries so fast. Moving it around a little bit so it kind of soak them down. So they will stop the color from getting in under them. Okay, let's go again. Should we go with maybe green this time? Or what do you think? Should we continue with the neutral ones maybe? Here you can see that the color is moving in another way. Like the paper is more wet. I think it's so fun to play with the color and see. I love to see when it moves around on the paper. It's so calming. You can sit and look when paint is drying. They can say that that is the most boring thing, but I actually love to see when color is, at least watercolor is drying, kind of moves, have its own life, have a soul. See how it moves? That was a little bit too much water, but I wanted to see it move. And don't feel stressed when you work with wet paper like this. Nothing special will happen if it takes a bit of time. You might get a bloom, or the color will get some circles or different funny shapes, but that's kind of part of the watercolor. I think that's fascinating when it kind of has this own life of its own, and decide what to do. So now I think I have dark color around all the leaves to make them stand out. So I'm thinking some Renaissance Payne's Grey is another favorite of mine. It's a little bit more blue than ordinary Payne's Grey, as you mostly see it, and it's more grey than blue. But this is a really beautiful blue that goes so well with the neutrals and the brownish tones. And maybe a little in this corner. Should I say I love this? I said after that, but just a little bit, but okay, you can see that that didn't work out as I thought. I just love it so much, and I think it's so beautiful when it's thick and dark, and yes, you know. The crazy Swedish lady doesn't always follow her own advice. Okay. And a little bit of salt. See where it's a little bit of dried tones. This is optional. You don't need to put anything at all on it if you don't want to. But I like these small stars that the salt bring out from the colors. Okay guys, this is how I do it, and I will be back tomorrow, and I will show you the result, and we will also make some ephemera from these, so you can see how I use them, and sometimes I even add more color to them, maybe do some of the leaves more greenish tone. So that's a bit exciting. So try it on different papers, try it on textile, experiment, have fun, and just have really fun and enjoy it. You can always use them in other ways than you thought, if it don't turn out as you thought it should. You can write on them for a friend, or use it as messenger paper, message paper, or make cards from them. Colored paper is never wrong. You can always use them in some nice ways. So thank you so much for watching today, and as always I will be back, and tomorrow we will see the result from our little dyeing session with leaves and color. See you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.